Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us on just a random stream with me and Adam talking sense, hopefully, but generally crap.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, how you doing, dude?
Pretty good, thanks. Yourself?
Yes, great, thank you. I've stolen this Cawdcast title because they used to do them streams, didn't they? Like
Yeah.
back in 2017, 18, like Cawdcast weekly things where they talked about various predators and whatnot. Hello, everybody in the chat, by the way. If anybody's joining us, I can't really see what's going on at the minute. Well, there's a few people around. Good to see y'all. Yeah, anyway, so there was that. Do you remember when those geezers messaged us and said, "Hiya, we're thinking of bringing the Codcast back. Would you like to join us?" And we were like, "Well, not really." But we didn't even. I didn't even respond to them because I didn't know who they were, and I didn't even know they got my Skype details, and they got a load of shit because I didn't reply. Like, "Oh, think you're better than us, dear." Do you remember that?
No.
They messaged you and gave you some shit as well. Do you not remember?
I can't remember that at all. No. Did they?
It was like I don't think it was genuinely like abusive, but it was quite rude. It was something like, "Oh, we're thinking of doing the podcast. You guys are funny," or whatever it might have been, or probably you're the only guys that have got, not that much going on. And we didn't you didn't reply or something for a day. And you just go like, "Oh, okay then. I guess you're not doing it," or something. Do you not remember?
Oh, I was still in Spain when this happened, wasn't I?
Yeah. It was like 2000 and it was definitely before 2019. That's when you left Spain, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus, how time flies.
I know, it's
I've
fucking
been back here 4 years.
I know, I can't. It's crazy, and I'm still talking. What the fuck is going on in my life? I'm still talking about Lorne Armstrong on fucking YouTube streams. Although, yeah, because we've kind of hijacked COD, and we've got a gay photograph of us on the stream, which is really cool.
Yeah. Classic photo from Cyprus.
Gay photo of us enjoying each other's company during a romantic meal. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least we just put a photo of the meal and not the anal sex on there.
That's very true. Well, when Panos joined us, but
for a sort of human centipede.
Oh fuck me! Have you seen that movie?
I haven't actually. I've not got the stomach for it. I don't think.
I'd love to know who comes up with that shit.
I heard it's actually like quite a good movie, and apparently Human Centipede 2 is like a good movie, but I just don't think I could watch it. I've got a weak, like, I can't watch gory stuff very well. Like, I do like The Walking Dead and that, but if something's really gory, I tend to turn my head away, so I don't think I could watch sort of 2 hours.
I don't think that's for you, dude, to be honest.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, serious topics for this evening. Masturbation. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, don't knock it. As was it Woody Allen said, it's sex with someone you love.
What happens if you don't love yourself? What happens if you hate yourself? Isn't that you're sexually assaulting yourself?
Well, only if you're a schizophrenic. Then you have to.
Oh, he's choking on his own rage here.
Just choking on my own rage. Sorry. No, I think. Well, you shouldn't hate yourself. Like, if you hate yourself, probably work on yourself before masturbating.
Maybe masturbating could make you like yourself more.
Exactly. Well, it could. Yeah. I mean, surely it's one way to be happier with yourself. So there's some life advice there, guys, for you for sure. If you're feeling a bit resentful towards yourself, knock one out, and then see how you feel afterwards.
See if life still looks as grim after you've been knocking one out on fucking X-Hamster, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
I wonder what Lorne's masturbation habits were, especially leading up to the sting, because we go over the chat log sometimes, and it's kind of interesting because he doesn't actually talk about him knocking one off. Shin's convinced he had like erectile dysfunction.
Well, I don't know. Does he like when he was on camera to Kayla and that? He does say that he's going to show her the white stuff, but I don't know if he ever actually like. It's strange how willing he is just to be naked, though. Like in front of like no one at the other end. Like I don't think I would ever just take my clothes off into a webcam, like not knowing who's
You mean
really
again?
on it.
You mean you've learned a
Again,
lesson?
yeah, again. Well,
Let's
yeah, but
not bring up that certain person, you hypocritical twat.
But that was
That
exactly,
wasn't your fault. You were vulnerable, taking
Exactly.
advantage of. Oh,
Exactly.
let's do a GoFundMe for Adam so we can get him a real escort and get him laid properly.
I would be well up for that. Actually, it's been a long time. But anyway, no need to go into.
I love it how that kept going. It's been a long. Oh no, we're gonna have to go
way back.
Well, it could be worse. You could be Lorne. At least you've got like your youth to look back and I think, you know what? I do that sometimes. I think back to like some moments of triumph, and you know, hey, up at Shin's in the house. Oh, well, it's no wonder he piped up because I started talking about Lorne's fucking erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, of course.
He's kind of obsessed, but then again, he isn't. We're all obsessed with Lorne's penis. It's the subject of great debate, and it will be for the ages.
How can
It's
something
usage, its look, its lack of usage. The first time it was in, yeah.
It's a tiny box of mystery.
It is indeed. Yes. So, so Lorne's masturbation, we're not sure about. What about your masturbation? How are you getting on with that these days?
What about it? I mean, I suppose so. Yeah.
Dirty bastard.
Why are you asking me these questions? What sort of interview is this?
It's not an interview. It's just stupidity.
I'm not at liberty to divulge that information.
Okay, fair enough. You could just say no comment, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I could, but it sounds more pompous to say I'm not at liberty to divulge that
information. Pompous? Well, I fucking never.
Who would have ever thought it? People always say that I'm down with the streets.
Down with the streets, eh?
Yeah, they say you're down with the kids, and I'm down.
You've always been down with the kids. That's been your downfall, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not the one that applied to be a judge at the under-18s cocksucking competition.
Under-18s? What is... I'm just trying to imagine where that would be a thing. Is that like in the Philippines? Is that what they...
Yeah, exactly. You like going places like that, like Thailand.
Thailand, you fucking moron.
Because Cambodia.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, to visit Glitter's barge. See your old mate, checking how he's doing.
Oh my god. Yeah. So we were going to talk about something quite interesting, and then I thought, let's just talk about stupid things. No, but we're kind of reading a few books and articles, and obviously anybody that's anybody that's listening now obviously has some kind of YouTube presence where they subscribe to certain people, and people use it for different things, or people use it like sparingly, whereas I'm always interested in like, I was going to use someone's name then, but certain YouTube commentators to see what's going on in the world, not necessarily political, but like the sort of incel culture is something that we've been interested in, not because we consider ourselves one of them, of course, but
I think we're opposed to the incel culture. I mean, I really dislike it. And you're not on Reddit, are you, Andy?
No, I was on Reddit, strangely enough, and I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want to divulge it, and no one gives a fuck. But I had some pretty... we could have a pornography convention in Thailand. Yeah, that would be something. Yeah, anyway, I've got some like major life decisions to make soon, and I was just interested in seeing what people's opinions were. Now, if you go online looking for sensible opinions, you're going to be struggling, especially on Facebook. However, because I joined a couple of groups on Facebook,
Right.
and I don't know why. You fucking hate Facebook, and rightly
Yeah,
so. I'm
yeah.
on there more than I should be. The team that I follow that are at Wembley on Saturday in the big cup final, Go Lee Leopards. They have a group, and I'm always interested in what the fans talking about. What's the gossip? I can't help it, but it's 99% moronic shit. And I've joined these groups about like various things about the life decisions that I were making or trying to make, and you can't make sense of it. Like there's no. It's people have just got confirmation bias, so they'll go online with a certain opinion. This is what I've observed.
Yeah.
And a certain stance, and all they're interested in is finding other people that have the same point of view just to reaffirm it. People are not interested generally in open debate. It does happen, but it's really rare. Yeah, I've seen more of it on Reddit. So when I was going on Reddit, there was some really interesting posts actually. But if you go on there looking at the incel shit, it's some of the most disturbing stuff. Like, because listen, everybody's been fucked over by the opposite sex, haven't they? Everybody has had some kind of negative story.
Yeah.
And
I think we're at an age where we're probably a bit more mature than the majority of people in the dating pool now as well.
Isn't it ironic that, I just going off, the podcasts that I listen to and the articles that I read, because obviously, there's no way of verifying this information for yourself. But there's more single people now, apparently, than there's ever been, and there's online dating. How has something that is supposed to make people connect easier made it more difficult? Like, what a crazy situation.
Well, I think that's because it's been gamified, and so it's people aren't even. And that's kind of almost touching on the sort of toxic nature of people now. It's like the Andrew Tate stuff, and he refers to people as NPCs and things. I think people used to not like ghosting people and just disappearing wasn't an option. Whereas now you can meet up with someone in real life, maybe and one feels more than the other. But if you're not feeling it, you just don't have to talk to them again. You can just block, delete, move on. And of course, before we had this sort of being able to date so many people at our fingertips, that was never really an option. So I think now dating is seen as more, or perhaps even people are seen as more disposable.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I think it changes people's. I'd hate to have grown up with online dating. Like when I was younger, you had to approach a girl, and it was the horriblest thing. And I really struggled with it when I was younger. I used to be terrified. Like the only time I ever got anywhere was when I was blind drunk or a girl approached me. But like, can you imagine if you was a teenager and your dating life is basically online? So because there's fewer people out drinking now in England, and that's a good thing. I'm not. I'm not having a go at anybody. I'm not trying to judge anybody that drinks. It's just my personal lifestyle at the minute. It doesn't involve drinking, and I don't. For me, I don't see the benefits of it much anymore.
Well, I stopped, but only so I could save money for other things.
What other things are those, Adam?
Well, sim racing equipment, so I can spend more time in a virtual world racing virtual cars against real people.
Well, the thing is for yourself, though, because of your sort of personal circumstances, you haven't got the means to sort of gallivant around like I have you? So it's kind of a nice outlet, isn't it?
Yeah, I live on a peninsula, which is basically cut off from the real world anyway, so it's more fun to do that. And I have responsibilities that sort of keep me here. So yeah, it's nice. It's a nice distraction, but also healthier than drinking. The amount of money I've saved by not buying a bottle of rum a week now has been insane.
Yeah, well, and the thing is as well. I mean, I don't want to start babbling on about politics or anything, but the price of it is getting dearer all the time
Yeah.
because when the government tax something, they generally try and tax things that are unhealthy, which does have a certain logic. But yeah, I don't want to start going down that fucking path. But you get the point. But anyway, back to the online dating thing. If I was like growing up by only knowing online dating and how fickle that could potentially make you unless you had like, very close kind of mentors, if you will, you got to have a certain amount of freedom when you're younger, but just that kind of thing about people being disposable and you just swiping and it's difficult. I've been on there a few times and had mainly some decent successes, but mainly not. I mean, mainly disasters, and it's such a difficult world to navigate because I think as well, it's like it changes everything. And I think it's something that is going to affect like people, this incel culture, has probably already existed in some form, but it's become more prevalent because of the online dating world. It's basically, I would imagine, like, so for instance, if I had put myself online back when I was 17 or something, I didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing. I might have got a little bit of attention, but I wouldn't have had a clue what to do. I'd have been on these dates and probably messed them all up, and that would have really dented my self-esteem seriously. And at that young an age, it must be very difficult to overcome.
I guess so, but I don't like. I mean, the reason I mentioned Reddit is because I don't see the actual incel stuff on there, but I do follow a subreddit called Nice Guys, which has like all the guys that sort of say, "Oh, I'm a nice guy," but then counter that by sort of demanding sex. To like, that's obviously the posts on there go into more different detail. But someone even put on the dating advice subreddit the other day, it was like, do you care about a partner's body count? And I
body count? What are you watching X-rated movies? What the fuck?
No, body count. Like, so this is apparently how we now refer to how many people you've slept with. I mean, to me, it sounds like how many people you've killed. If you were speaking to a soldier or an assassin, then you might say that. And so it's sort of, I think, to even use that terminology, it's a bit degrading to people. But this is the way people are thinking now, and also this sort of, and maybe this is just because I'm older, but like people seem to actually care about how many former partners a prospective love interest has, and I think asking people those questions, like how many people have you slept with, is it just lends itself to more insecurity. The moment you answer that question, you're not going to like whatever answer it is, so just don't ask it. But that people are going around using words like body count is it's pretty icky, I think, rather than just say, do you care how many partners your partner has slept with, or how many people your partner has slept with?
But that's a common question. I mean, it never really bothered me that much. I don't think that I've been asked the question, but I don't think I've ever asked it. Because I generally don't give a fuck. Because it's like, you've got to trust your instincts and just judge the person on how they treat you there and then. It really doesn't matter, does it? But I think that I would imagine that this kind of body count and all these new kind of phrases and, all these things.
Oh, do you know what Riz is? Do you know? This is what I've heard recently. Riz, yeah.
R-I-Z?
The Riz. R-I-Z-Z, yeah.
I have no idea.
It's like charisma. So if you say he's got Riz, then he's a charismatic fellow.
Where's that come from?
Just the streets. I told you I was down on the streets.
You're down on the streets on fucking line. Kind of defeats the purpose, really, doesn't it? But are all these kind of phrases and kind of cultures all created by like 20-somethings? Because
no, I think when you're talking about vocabulary like that, I think it's just a natural progression throughout life. Like even in kind of short time spans, words change meanings. Like people using the word bear to mean a lot and things like that. that's been around for like 15 years now, but still to us seems weird and new.
Because my life's changed quite a bit since I was kind of last in the dating world and all that, and it seems that from what I can gather, the landscape's changed quite a bit. And what I would say, and I don't know whether this is because I've kind of matured and maybe I think a little bit differently about myself, but it seems to me that there's a lot of girls out there, good girls out there, girls, good girls, ages of 12 to 16 preferably.
Yeah,
Sounded fucking wrong.
Do you want reassurances from Andrew Burkett? Good girl.
You'll get in trouble, but I'm going to jail.
Under this height to apply.
I hope people don't find that fucking hidden profile. Anyway, never mind. No, there's a lot of good, high-quality women out there that can't seem to get a decent guy. I see it at work. I see it in my own life. And you're like, back when I was single and not able to find someone, I was like, fucking hell. What, where are all these girls? Now, I don't know whether it's different because, your life changes and whatnot. But there does seem to be, and I don't know whether that's because girls' standards have gone up or whether just men have turned into arseholes or something. But I think it must have something to do with the online landscape. There used to be a bit of a taboo around online dating. I remember back when I was like in my sort of party phase life, when I was drinking every weekend and going out with mates and clubbing and going on lads' holidays and all that kind of stuff. I remember I was on a few of these. The first online dating thing you ever did was like an app on Facebook called Zoosk.
Oh, I saw that, but I never had the balls to join it because I always thought, like, it said, it won't post it to your Facebook, and I was like, I bet it will.
No, it doesn't. I did all right on that thing for a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't all fucking plain sailing, but I did all right in it, but I was like embarrassed at the time. But like, nobody is embarrassed anymore. In my place, people talk about it openly. You'll be stood on a train and you can see someone's dating profile, and I'm like trying to take photos of it and stuff. And
you were trying to get your upskirts on the train with that shoe camera again.
Those iPhones are good. Yeah, but like nobody cares anymore, do they? You know what I mean? It's just part of life. It's not. There's
like these days, it's almost a surprise when people haven't met online. When your mate introduces you to his new girlfriend, it's nearly always, I met her on Tinder or Bumble or whatever.
Yeah, I know some people that that are really happy that have met online, and of course, it doesn't really matter how you meet. I think this is the way it works, right? If you're insufficient in any way to put yourself on the dating market, so this is the way I look at it. If you're not the best version of yourself that you can be, and I don't mean like you're a millionaire, because it doesn't happen to that many, and it doesn't. This is what I keep telling myself anyway. It doesn't mean that you're not any better if you're not a millionaire, but or any worse, should I say? But if you're not the best version of yourself that you can be, and you're going online with something that you've not worked out, like confidence issues, or maybe there's something, it's not really going to change anything, because you're still going to have the same problems that you do when you're not online. Do you understand what I mean? I think some people see it as kind of, right, okay, I'm a bit, I don't have a job at the minute, I dress like a twat, I'm bankrupt. I'm a secret sex offender, but if I go online on Bumble, I might be able to meet someone.
Well, I mean, that's what your Bumble profile said, didn't it?
Well, I was just trying to be honest and see if it would grab people's attention, but it worked.
I think. Oh fuck! I've completely forgotten what I was going to say, and I actually had a point to make about what we were just talking about. it's gone.
Get with the program, dickhead. Well, anyway, I didn't meet, like, the last time I met someone wasn't online. You know, in fact, the most, like, the 3 last relationships I had, like, if you want to call them meaningful, were not online at all. I just think there's nothing wrong with it, is there? It's just kind of like, what are your circumstances? Just don't use it to find children.
What I was going to say was, I think people they think like a partner is the solution to all their problems, rather than like looking at themselves. That's what you'd reminded me of what you were talking about before. And I think that's the trouble, because now it is so easy to just meet someone and you can kind of just sort of continue the way you are without sort of going, well, why do I keep having all these short-term relationships, or things don't keep working out? Because I'm not looking at myself, I'm looking at other people to provide my happiness. I think you got to be happy in yourself before you can be happy with someone else.
I think that's a universal truth. I think that there's absolutely, and you know, it's funny, like, I was in a situation where I was like not feeling very confident, and you know, there was a few things I needed to sort out, and I'm by no means fucking finished. Jesus Christ, you know, every day I'm trying to, you know, improve and always trying to do something to be a more well-rounded person. But yeah, I went into the sort of dating market not in a good place, and it was mainly a disaster, really. And it took a lot of hard work to get to a point where you're actually comfortable, and then it just fell onto my lap, just like magic.
Yeah.
Really, and I think that's, and you know, it's funny. I think that the online thing it changes out. Not only does it change your dating, it changes your outlook on friends as well and your social circles. So that's going to have an impact on your dating world, isn't it?
Well, this is a kind of another problem with the current world. I think people are so quick to sort of make fools of themselves on the internet as well. Like, I look at my friends that joined that MLM, and the stuff they're doing is like so cringe. And they've got kids, and their kids are going to grow up knowing that their parents did like stupid TikTok dances on... like they're as old as I am, like 43 years old, doing dances on TikTok like a fucking bellend.
Well, there's we came across somebody who used to be in the community. I'm not sure if we're supposed to share this information, but some idiot who used to be in the community that has started doing stupid TikTok videos, and they're fucking appalling.
I don't know this, or maybe I do and I forgot.
You do. I fucking told you about it last week. You don't remember? I rung you up at 3 a.m. How did you look at this?
That's the problem.
I was interrupting your fucking virtual reality racing, wasn't I?
Well, yeah.
You was halfway around Silverstone and you, whatever it was.
911 RSR.
There you go.
No, yeah. I don't remember. Well, you'll have to remind me after the show. Sorry, show's a bit of an exaggeration, isn't it? After this thing we're doing.
Show.
But yeah, I mean, I think people don't really think about what they're putting online that's going to be there forever. Like, I would be embarrassed to do dancing on TikTok. I think
there's nothing wrong with it if it's a bit of fun. You know, there's nothing wrong with people not taking themselves too seriously. It's when it's like, I don't like the woke stuff and the kind of political posturing, and you know, I've got a daughter, and well, she's not really a daughter. She's, you know, it's like all this. I don't want all this gender stuff. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not interested. But the point is, all this, you know, this kind of confusion over what gender people are, and giving children the opportunity to define what they are. And there was that stuff in England where apparently some kid went to school and said they identified as a hamster, So the teacher had to refer to them as a hamster.
What, did they put them in a little wheel in the corner of the
Well,
class?
strangely enough, that's what was said on one of these YouTube videos. I think it was a Piers Morgan show where he said, "Well, okay, you stick that kid in a cage and give it water and through the
Yeah,
cage."
some grain to eat. Let's see how much it likes eating fucking grain, stupid twat.
Yeah, but I mean, it was kind of to highlight Andrew about to get cancelled probably. It was to highlight how crazy things are getting, you know, with regard to self-identification and all that. Like I said, I'm getting into the realms of politics, and I'm just not interested.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of going that way. I'm just very careful because it's like, the thing is, it's not really a platform for political posture in this or giving you viewpoints. It's like, you can have opinions, but the problem is when you start talking about politics and things like this, number one, no one gives a shit what I think, and nor should you. And I don't know what I'm talking about, so let's just have a bit of fun and talk about lawn sometimes, and just, you know. And the thing is, we've both got life experiences, as everybody else has in the chat. I think me and you can be quite funny sometimes. We're good at communicating. That's it. You know, don't make it into something it isn't.
Yeah.
So to summarise, the world's gone fucking nuts. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
But I remember, I think it was someone in the comments of one of my videos, and it was a number of years ago, and it was like the first time I'd encountered an incel person. And I think I actually mentioned it to you, and you told me, no, that's an incel. You won't remember because it was, you know.
Yeah.
It was someone, I can't remember what it was in the video that sparked it. And then this guy, I've never encountered someone, and these messages went back and forth for a while, and, you know, I don't talk to, like, people like that anymore, like people who you don't know. It's pointless. But it was such, like, a negative attitude towards women as a whole, and they seem to, like, categorize them all into the same, you know, into these categories. All women are the same. They're all after this. They're all after this for this reason, and they're all gonna fuck you over. And it was very strange. And I'm like, I actually felt sorry for the guy. I was like, it must be a horrible place to exist to have that kind of an attitude. And then I was thinking, like, has that guy been rejected so many times that that's the only way that he can get through life?
Well,
it's turn almost women into the enemy, because if he was not to do that, he'd have to turn it inwards.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think people just don't really understand. I think some, like, this whole women are the enemy incel culture, I don't really get it. Like, as a straight man, how can you as a relatively straight man, how can you hate women? Like, they have all the things you desire.
You like boobs.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I just don't really understand why they hate women because women won't have sex with them, but they don't, like, they're like a walking oxymoron. Like, they hate women because women won't have sex with them, but rather than improve themselves so that women might have sex with them, they just hate women, and then they form, like, cliques, and they become an echo chamber of hate, and then you get people like fucking Elliot Rodger and that, and that's never a good thing. So yeah, I mean, I don't get it at all. Like, but then they're so judgmental as well. It's like, if a woman slept with X amount of people, then she's a slut. But I think it's good the more people she sleeps with.
You're going in that direction, then. But Adam's non-judgmental at all. It's like, you know, the more experience, the better, as far as he's concerned. You heard it here, ladies. He doesn't care how many notches you've got on your bedpost.
No, I don't.
Adam's honestly not a picky man.
The more opportunity I might have. So.
Yeah. Well,
so, like, I don't need to know about what's happened previously, but. Like, yeah, I just want to say thanks to 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 all women. Just thank you.
Thanks to those women that got you laid. Your desperation was very welcome.
Thank you for the women that
Thank you for allowing me to see your boobies.
allowed me to see them naked and do things to them. I would like to thank all of them first.
I'd like to thank them as well, actually. It's like, well done for taking one for the team.
You stopped him from becoming an incel. Well done.
Oh dear. Shin said that Joran was an incel. Now, from what I knew about, I mean, me and you, we did a stream on it, didn't we, with Amanda James? We weren't as vested in the Joranography, as whatever you want to call it, as others were.
Yeah.
But obviously, we were able to kind of
I don't
form
think
an opinion from what we knew.
I don't think he wasn't like a classic incel. I wouldn't say, like, because he certainly got on well with women, didn't he? For the most part, I don't think he
about that. That's the thing, isn't it? You've got incels that are like. I remember in one of the Casey calls where Casey was trying to explain to Lon that you're an incel, and he kind of agreed.
But then, technically, though, by the actual definition of the words, involuntary celibate, like I am technically an incel because I don't have a girlfriend or a wife. Like I don't get sex on the reg. But I'm not. When we're using the word incel now, it's kind of this current culture, isn't it? Like I am involuntarily celibate, but I'm not an incel, if that makes sense. Alan, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the incel culture was of people that had. We saw it as people that had a negative view of women and were incels. Now, that term was if I'm correct, was kind of that's what it meant. It wasn't just somebody who wasn't getting sex at the minute. It was someone who couldn't get laid. They were incapable. And actually hated women as well. It was like a culture of like these, did you ever understand this red pill, black pill shit? I could never get my head around that.
So, yeah, but I really don't like it as well because it's something that and I know I bang on a lot about MLMs because I've seen what they done to like my friend's family firsthand, and I think people don't really understand it. I don't know if anyone in the chat's been affected by an MLM, but they use that terminology a lot, but they use it it's almost contradictory because so you've got, I can't remember which pill is which, and it's from the Matrix, and it's like, you've seen the Matrix, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So remember, like near the beginning of the Matrix, he gives Neo the choice. Does he take the black pill or the red pill, and he stays in the real world, things stay as they are and just carries on, or he takes the other pill and that opens his eyes to really what's going on? And that's when he gets into the Matrix and can slow time down and shit. And that's obviously cool in that movie. But what they are saying is like, if you take this pill and it opens your eyes, but then you've almost got to follow a path of then what these people tell you, and they start telling you some mental shit, and it's like the same kind of tactics that someone like Andrew Tate was using, which is also now used by the MLM companies, multi-level marketing, and they'll start, they'll say things that are actually, they'll make you think, oh, this guy's got a point, but really it's quite toxic, the message that they're putting forward. But they believe, that's when they start referring to people as NPCs, and it's, to even sort of do that, you have to be something of a narcissist, or a narcissist, because you have to be lacking in empathy. Like, I think everyone has main character syndrome to an extent, because you're all only in your own conscience, aren't you? But I think a lot of people follow paths of what they're told, and I think there's a hell of a lot of commentators on YouTube or Spotify or wherever now, all with opinions, some not necessarily bad, but some, I think, if you listen to or take too seriously or follow too devoutly, then I think it's going to lead you down a bad path.
I think you're right there, because like there's certain people that I listen to on YouTube that are clearly far more intelligent than have got more brains in the fucking spit than I have. But it doesn't mean that those people are right.
No.
I read I'll mention his name. If you start chatting shit in the comments, I'll just fucking because you can't mention people's names without people going berserk sometimes. Like Jordan Peterson, for instance.
Right.
I read his books, but I can't read a full book. It's like some of it doesn't resonate with me. Some of it does, some of it doesn't. He's clearly a ridiculously intelligent guy. Doesn't mean he's right about everything. So,
No.
And he's just one example.
Well, I love Ricky Gervais, but he's always banging on about atheism. And I am sort of atheist, but I'm also agnostic, and I certainly don't care if other people want to be religious. Whereas I think Ricky Gervais is very in your face about atheism. So as much as I think he's a brilliant comedian, I don't have to follow everything he says.
Yeah, and I think there's people, and this is where Andrew Tate fits into it. There's a lot of men out there, younger men, that want a positive role model. And there's not that many good ones around, especially in Britain. And if you're online and you see him, he's, suave looking guy, he's got all the money, he has all these girls, he's like, and it's like, if you're going to look at him as a role model, we've got problems,
Yeah, yeah.
But
that's the influencer culture now as well, though. Like, you can just be attractive and put a bunch of pictures on Instagram and get money for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's people making money. Like that guy, there was that comedy series that me and you like called People Just Do Nothing. It's kind of an Office rip-off, but it's good. The guy that was in there is like an overweight geezer, and he makes money just doing silly fat videos on TikTok where he's basically eating pizza with his fucking breasts and shit. It's really strange. And like, there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but he was on Piers Morgan, and Piers Morgan was saying, like, do you not think you're like promoting, it's like body positivity, have I got that right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to listen, we're getting into probably too controversial here, but he was saying, like, do you think it's a good idea that you're making light of this when it's not a healthy way to be? Because this guy's obese, he's not just a little bit overweight. It's like, you not realize that, you potentially, you kind of, like all the Lizzo stuff and all that, you're making light of it, so people necessarily may not take care of themselves in the way that they should do. That's a whole nother topic. Like I said,
who's Lizzo?
That American singer that sort of modelled herself on being incredibly overweight, and she's just had a lawsuit put against her by former dancers who said they were fat shamed. Which is, if you read the paper, it's on it. The lawsuit, it's crazy. But of course, these are just claims. But when that happened, one of a former main dancer or something came forward as well. So anyway, there's all that going on. It's just, the more I'm talking about it now, it's what a crazy world it is. Like, and I know probably every generation says this, because we talk about it at work how our organisation has gone down the shit pan. And we were like thinking, I think, you look at youth now and you go, oh my God, you've got problems. But I was speaking to some older people, and they said that's just a generational thing. That's what every generation says. But what I would beg to differ about is that because of the digital revolution, so much has changed, and it's changing fast. It's like AI has just come on. God, we could have some fun with AI and Lorne, couldn't we?
Yeah.
What if we got Lorne to fall in love with an AI bot?
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of does anyway. Anyway, that's the conversation for another time. That'd be fucking hilarious. But hasn't AI just come on leaps and bounds in the last 12 months? Like, you've got this chat GDP or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah. I tried that out the other day for the first time. It's quite interesting.
I'd love to know the first question. So, how many times should I masturbate in a day? Was it something?
It said as many as you want, champion.
That's exactly what you wanted to hear as well, wasn't it? There was actually, I read in the paper, there was some I think it was actually in England. There was someone who caused quite significant harm. I think he might have even killed people. And apparently, oh no, it was someone who was plotting to take over. He was plotting to kill. Chat GDP told him to do it or something.
What?
It was like the first case of its kind. If people, I'm sorry I can't give you the details on the chat, everybody, but if you Google it,
So Chat GDP was like trying to get him to do their bidding so that they can take over the world.
No, it wasn't like that. It was so he asked this AI bot, and he obviously put these ideas forward and said, right, I'm going to kill the Queen. It was something like that, and this chat bot said, yeah, I think that's a really good idea. No, it's a genuine case, unless the paper I was reading it on was full of shit, which is possible, but it was like a respected newspaper. It wasn't the Daily Sport or anything.
Well,
Like, you read that.
it's got the best articles.
Yeah, so.
Daily Sport. I read that one. It's about 15 before there was any internet. That was the only way to see tits when you were a child.
Yeah. Oh dear. So, in summary, is the world fucked then, Adam? Are we doomed as a species or what?
I think we kind of are, but you can just sort of just don't think about it is my solution. Just don't worry about it. Let everyone sort of just get on with their madness. And I'll just hide in the corner.
You have to be like... you have to be a source of positive change, don't you? And I don't mean that everybody has to be a crusader, but you have to do something, I would argue, to be on the light side, if that makes any sense. And I mean, it could just be as simple as smiling to people when you walk in the streets. You know,
I always do. I'm
not saying you're not. I'm just saying that everybody can make a difference.
Open for old ladies. I walk ladies across the street.
Just because you want something off them, that's why. You're not doing it because you've already mentioned that you like ladies with experience, and then suddenly you're opening the doors for female. I mean, how old are you getting here?
Yeah,
how old is too old for Adam these days?
I'll help you with your bags, Deirdre. Come on. Now get your false teeth out because you're going to suck on this.
You sounded very, very convincing with that, Adam. It was practical. Just give the game away, you know. I'm going to have to delete this stream so the cops can't trace you.
Well, they'll never catch me.
No, you've got away with it for so long, haven't you?
Well, it's over so quickly anyway.
What, even with 70-odd-year-old Deirdre?
Even quicker. you get a gum job. You get a gum job from Deirdre. You're not lasting long, I tell you that.
Fucking hell, Deirdre. She's had quite a life, hasn't she?
Well, yeah.
And now she's getting ambushed by fucking Adam in Aldi. What's all that about?
Aldi. We haven't got an Audi. Morrison's. More upmarket.
Yeah. So, yeah, what about Lorne and an AI bot? Do you think that'd be the ultimate catfish?
Maybe. I mean, I don't think it's beyond belief that he could be catfished by AI.
Well, I think
you could just tell him that ChatGPT is his new girlfriend's name, and then see what happens.
I mean, the kind of the kind of robot scenario, it's as close to a ChatGPT thing as you can get, isn't it? I think it's just about creating a narrative that Lorne can buy into, and then you can pretty much do anything at that point, can't you? It'd be really interesting. I mean, people keep saying that Lorne's got a girlfriend. I'm not buying that. I mean, it's not impossible, but I don't know.
Isn't this to do with the people that went to visit him, though? Isn't that?
If anybody's in the chat says he's got a girlfriend, you're gonna have to state your source of intelligence.
Yeah, but I think she just walked around town and made it look like he had a girlfriend for a bit or whatever. I don't know.
I think that's where the confusion's coming from. I think there's been like Chinese whispers, and then all of a sudden people are go, "Oh yeah, Lorne's got a girlfriend."
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, because I genuinely believe there'd be someone somewhere that twisted on the internet that'd do it for a laugh.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it wouldn't be that much of a stretch these people that wanted to hang around on his bed and get a few photographs and do a silly guitar video with him and pretend they're his friend, and ended up coming out with a comment and said, well, this sexuality is none of my business. For someone to be his girlfriend, it's not really that much of a difference from that.
And the thing is, any woman that sort of, even if they go there with the original intention of meeting Lorne, Roy just turns up and sweeps them away and has his way with them because he just loves cucking Lorne. So,
do you think that'd be like time to just give up on life entirely if if Roy stole a woman from you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He does. I can't remember what he looked like, but didn't he look a bit like Magnum PI? So, Didn't he? He used to have like a mustache, didn't he? He looked a bit like Tom Selleck.
Yeah, it's kind of like I've got an image in my mind of him. I can't remember where I've seen this image, but you probably can find it. You could probably do Google images and find him.
Yeah.
Just like if you did Google images of Kennedy McNabb nude and it
came. Yeah, apparently. Pictures of me out there.
So funny. Oh dear. You can always bet a bit of a laugh from that, can't we?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So what does the future hold for you, Adam? Online racing? VR,
Yeah, VR racing. In a couple of days, my new Fanatec direct drive wheelbase will arrive to give me the most realistic racing experience. So that's going to be good. Well, coming especially from Germany.
Well, I've not been much of a gamer lately, although I'm ridiculously looking forward to Starfield. So if anybody is agreeing with me, mention it in the comments. So I'm going to have to upgrade my computer. I sound like a right fucking nerd now, don't I?
No, you don't. No, not if that's what you're into. I mean, you love Star things, don't you?
Occasionally.
So if that's what you want to do, that's nice.
Well, thank you for your validation. It means a lot to me, dude.
Well, I should be the first person you turn to when you need validation.
Well, maybe. So, do you still listen to Lawn Calls? Because it was your number one source of entertainment not that long ago.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, I'll tell you why, actually, because I've been racing in VR. Like, when I wasn't racing in VR, I used to have the lawn calls on in the background, but now I want the engine noise because you put the headphones in and it's, like, awesome, like you're actually in the fucking car. So I stopped listening to the calls. Although if they were on Spotify, because I played my music on Spotify at the same time, but they're not on Spotify, so I haven't listened to them for a while.
It'd be good if they were on Spotify. You know, like if you had your playlist and every now and again there was like a 3-minute clip from a lawn call where he was raging against Raw.
Yeah, you can make your own
just classic lawn moments.
Yeah.
I was talking about this. We did, me, Amanda James and Shin and Tiffany did a stream. I think it was all 4 of us. And we were talking about, what... And we could have done several more streams. We were talking about the entertainment value of the catfishing, why it was entertaining and all that kind of stuff. And isn't it a strange medium though? Isn't it it's a very unique kind of thing. Now I must admit I can only really listen to the robot calls, and that's no disrespect to anybody else or anything like that. I find the Winnie stuff a little bit too intense for my liking. But the good thing about the robot stuff is it's dead chilled. So there's only really one personality to put up with. So it's just Lorne and a robot voice. I find that for some strange reason incredibly soothing. I don't know why. Like, I can't listen to it before I go to sleep. Like, I'd never put it on. I know some people do. I don't listen to Lorne talking going to sleep, but I do listen to the robot calls at work.
The only ones I don't listen to anymore is the Ramona calls, like when I listen to them anyway. But I think that like the robot's best for like prolonged rage, but for lull moments I still like the Winnie saga.
That's because you like the really edgy, vulgar, disgusting stuff, and that's just
I
you
like
down
the
to a T.
innuendo. I don't like the shit talk though, like literal shit talk. That's too much for me. But I do like the vulgar. You blew your brother and you liked it. Sort of. That was my Winnie impression. It wasn't very good, was it?
No,
Sorry.
shit.
It's more like a little gremlin thing. Yeah. But yeah, I like those bits for the lol moments, especially like when they get Dan on the phone and he's raging at Dan. That's always funny as well.
I do like the robot stuff where, like, Will will be talking to him. No, Will will be talking to Jamie, and I don't know how the dynamics of it work, but Lorne thinks that Will can't hear him. So Will's bad mouthing Lorne, and Lorne thinks he's
Oh
just
yeah, I've
talking to
heard.
Jamie, and he's responding to it. I just find that very
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, yeah. That's quite recent, wasn't it? That's good.
Yeah, and they don't seem to get boring either. Well, I mean they can do because you know anything can, of course, but
Yeah, I
Rachel
don't know. I
Virgin
think I
said,
go through phases of like listening to a bunch in like 1 day or 2 days, and then I won't listen for a few days, and then I'll go back. I think at the moment I'm a bit lawned out. I think having
yeah,
a little.
it's definitely good to have breaks. I think you can't. It's a little bit too much, like because you kind of get a bit not co-opted, and start turning into a alarm. But of course, he's not a nice person to listen to, is he? So of course you wouldn't want it all the time, would you? It'd be like watching true crime every day.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
sometimes
Like the
you
worst.
just gotta watch something that's actually funny, like intentionally funny or relaxing.
Someone had just said in the chat they can only listen to lawn calls. With it, I can't listen to lawn calls without it being streamed by somebody, which is kind of the opposite of me. I can only listen to them in the calls. You know, I'm not. I mean, I think people do that for kind of the social interaction, but you know, each to their own. Shin has said, "Do you guys think you could qualify as an expert witness on Lorne, his character, his mindset in court?" Well, with all the fucking calls we've listened to, I think we probably could do.
Yeah, yeah. I think if I mean, I certainly wouldn't be positive. He wouldn't want me being his character witness, but I think I could do it. I think I could give a good account of the sort of person he is.
Johnny Utah, we were planning on doing a stream with one of the girls about this, or both. Maybe everybody just to get their opinion, but they weren't available today. So, yeah, maybe another time, the incels thing. Because it'd be good to get their perspective on it, I agree. Maybe they can put Adam into his place and, you know, maybe sort him out. I mean, why
Well,
not?
I was saying I love women. Women are great. They'll be on my side.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what does Deirdre think of you at the minute?
She thinks I'm a sweet old man. I'm a young man.
Old man.
Sweet.
This is getting weirder by the fucking minute. So when you fucking attack Deirdre in a supermarket and she's about to do a shopping, not only are you seeking these older women, you're also dressing up as an older man.
Yeah,
I mean, you've already got the hair, so you're putting a mask on as well. Maybe you're making it look like you got a crooked back, making your clothes a bit ripped walking stick. I mean,
yeah, well, sort of, like if you get sort of a Zimmer frame, then you can like get it round the back of Deirdre and pull her forwards. And if you
What is it going there? Poor
and
Deirdre.
if you're already sort of hunched, then it's comfortable for her to get down to business.
Okay, but are you going to sort of simulate also the erectile dysfunction that comes with being of a significantly older person?
No,
that's still working at the minute then.
Yeah, well, how could it not in that situation?
That's very true. Yeah, even I'm starting to get a little bit. Anyway, yeah. We'll have a conversation about it offline
anyway. Yeah, but yeah, no, I mean, I love women, so they'll probably.
Oh, fucking hell. I don't know. How can I hate women? My mum's
My
one.
mum's one. One of the
Who'd
smartest
have
people
thought there'd
I
have been an
know.
office quote in this?
Certainly the smartest person you know.
2 office quotes. Do you like, where do you stand on the American Office?
I like it. Yeah, I mean it's not as funny as the English one, is it? But it's good. It's watchable.
I thought the first few series were brilliant. Like, really enjoyed it. And then, in my opinion, it started getting a bit silly and predictable, I thought.
Oh, I didn't like season 1 because it was just tried to sort of recreate the whole English office, and I didn't really work. But from season 2 onwards, it got much better, and I liked it all the way until the end. I know it got a little bit sentimental and mushy, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good. I think they did a good job of it, and I like Dwight. Well, everybody does. It was what I thought was clever about it is how there was still the same dynamics going on. So you had the egotistical boss, but he was kind of a nice guy, but just wanted to be popular. You know, you had the geeky Jobsworth, but they weren't modelled exactly on the same characters. They were different characters, but yet the same. Like, they were very different. You know, in the way that they were. I thought it was a really clever way of doing it.
Yeah, well, I think because the American one went on so much longer, they had to sort of flesh out their backstories and what was going on in their personal lives a bit more.
Yeah, but it was good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I only wanted to do this for an hour or so. I think more than an hour of us rabbiting on about nothing is way too much.
It's
I think
definitely
we've outstayed our welcome.
Yeah. Need to get like a radio show, and then we could break it up with songs, and if any radio station wants to employ us.
Oh yes, there's any hotshot people in the entertainment industry that are listening.
If there happens to be any producers from,
because they're always listening to Andrew Burkett's channel, always.
Just looking at, well, probably you don't know how long we've had talent scouts in here. Well, probably every show waiting to see anything talented.
Shut up, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for joining me, Adam. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Just go easy on Deirdre a bit next time, will you, dude? You know, she's had a difficult life. Just make sure it's pleasurable for her, at least.
Oh, yeah. She gets just as much out of it as I do.
Well, are you not just kind of making yourself think that? I mean, what's your evidence for that? She directly told you.
Yeah. Well, that's what it sounded like. Her mouth was full at the time, though.
Right, okay. The fuck? Oh, dear. Right, okay. Thank you for everybody that's joined us. Like I said, just a bit of fun. Like, sometimes we deviate a little from the Predator lawn stuff. So, I hope you've had a laugh, because that's the whole point of it, really. So, very much appreciate y'all being here. So, yeah, take it easy. Look after yourself, guys.